Don't place a trade based on what you're seeing in this video because there is no guarantees of making a profit in the market. It takes you a long time to become a good trader. So this video here is just to educate you to become a much better trader. All right, traders. So we're going to do a bit of a market recap on today and see what actually went through with the actual Dow Jones, the S&P 500, also the Nasdaq. We're going to look at silver and gold, and also I'm going to be sharing with you what I see is going on with Bitcoin. So before I do, guys, I've actually been running a bit of a marketing test where I'm actually giving away a free gift. This is the free gift here. You can see the countdown clock. The very first link in the description, click on that button. You're going to go to this page. You can watch this video. Again, it's a bit of a marketing test that I'm running right now. And it ends in, you can see here, it basically ends today. And so go over wherever you see this video, click on that button, go over and see, check it out, because again, it's just a bit of a test that I'm doing right now to see how well it works. So if you want a bit of a free gift that's going to really help you with all areas of trading, then click on that button, the first link in the description. Now, one thing I want to share with you is what's going on right now with the Dow Jones. So the Dow Jones, as we can see, right, it pretty much came down, almost down to, if I bring up this level through here, okay, so if I go to this level through here, we had support, all the support through here. The market ran up, came down. Look what happened today, right? Came down, almost hit that level through there. And if I bring that up, there through to there. No, it's not that there. It's this one here, right? So it's right there. It's probably right there. So as you can see, right, we had a bit of a pullback through here, a little of a one day through here, and then we had a bit of a sell-off, and then we had a nice rally towards the high side moving in today. So we do have still have a bit of a room to run towards the top of this channel on the Dow Jones. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this thing turn around and continue up there moving into the end of the year. And same for the S&P 500. Look at this here. The S&P 500 came all the way down and pretty much closed right on that line there, right there. So pretty much closed right on that line there. And as we can see, right, it's been going up for quite some time, and now we had a bit of a backing pattern here. So the S&P is actually a little bit different, right? Because the S&P is almost pretty much right at the top of this channel that is happening right now. As you can see, right, resistance through here. We're pretty much right at the top of that channel. So even if we do get a little bit of an upward movement, it's probably likely to be short-lived, and we're probably likely to see possibly a bit of a backing pattern soon, a bit of a pullback soon. But as we know, right, when the market just keeps going up like this, it just can keep going up and up and up. So I wouldn't be too surprised to see this market hold and probably even continue rallying up. And moving on through to the Nasdaq, you can see the Nasdaq has found resistance right at that level. Let me take the Fibonacci level off here. But you can see where it's actually happening right now. Look at finding resistance right at that level through there. If I bring that up through there through to there, right, we can see that that's what's going on right now. So that level through there. So a little bit of a down day through today, but you can see how it rejected this line through here, and now it looks like it's holding this sort of. It got to the top of this channel, and now it's holding through here. So it'll be really interesting to see whether if we do start to break out and below this trend line, then we're probably likely to see a bit of a pullback down towards the 8,200 level, maybe even the 8,300. That's where the significant support level is. Moving on now through to silver and gold. Pretty much nothing going on with silver and gold. We've got gold here. We've got gold it's been pretty much in this channel for quite some time, and we had a bit of a drop down through here and a bit of a weak rally through here as well too. So really not much going on through here with gold. As of late, we've been in this big downward channel. Now, when the market goes very, very quiet, that's the calm before the storm. Now, this quietness with gold right now is probably likely to start to see, I would say, a move up. If we go to that weekly chart, we can see how we've been a very, very nice upward trend, and we're just getting a pullback through here. So I wouldn't be too surprised if very soon, maybe over the next week or two, or maybe the next few months, that we actually start to see gold start to break up and out and start to see a movement like we saw from June through to August again as well too. Right now, it's just refueling, just going sideways. It's a bit of a calm before the storm effect. And as we can see right back here, You can see, look at this here, sideways for almost 6 months. That was, what's that? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, probably 4, maybe classes as the 5th month over here. So you can see the sideways, sideways, sideways. The calm, we started to break out of this channel through here. And then suddenly it was the calm before the storm. The calm before the storm. Now moving on now through to the silver price. And as we can see with the silver price, we're still in this sort of apex through here, or triangle pattern, or whatever you want to call it. And we had a big rally down, a bit of a weak pullback through here. But notice how there's really not much going on with silver. Just very sideways movement through here. Even if we do get a bit of a drop down, we've got very long-term support levels coming on through here as well too. So even if we do get a bit of a drop down, it's probably likely to be short-lived. And if we look at that weekly chart through here, we can see this weekly chart is holding a lot of support where we are right now. And so therefore, once again, the calm before the storm effect, all right? We had this move up. Now it's just been going sideways, very, very, very quiet. If I go back to that daily chart for a minute, very, very, very quiet. Not much really going on. It's very jittery. There's no direction at all. So I wouldn't be too surprised if over the next few months that we do actually start to see a move up. And once we do start to break back above this level through here, then we're probably likely to see a nice move. Just like back here, we had not much going on, and then we started to trend from there. Now, not much going on, but I'd like to see a nice trend through there, start to pick back up, and we can go from there. So that's what I'm seeing through there right now. Now let me go and share with you I'm going to share with you guys a different chart than you normally see. Okay, so I don't normally use indicators on the chart, but indicators sometimes can give you a bit of a gauge on what's really going on right now in the markets. Okay, now first and foremost, when you're reading the charts, it's more important to see what's going on here. So for example, if we just look at this chart through here, right, it's more important to, instead of look at the individual candles, we see we have a high, we have a low, we have a lower high, we have a higher low, we have a higher high. This could be some sort of higher low through here. So we can see that the overall flow is starting to shift from sellers in control to buyers in control, starting to shift into an upward trend. So that's what we call level 1 analysis. If we look into have level 1 analysis is really just analyzing the market, the peaks and troughs, and the highs and lows, because that's the truth, right? It's like people's like, oh, I don't believe in peaks and troughs. It's like, hang on, that's how the markets work. Look at this here: low, high, high, low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, higher high, higher low. Oh, what's this here? A lower high. What is this here? This is now what? A change in trend. Lower low, lower high, lower low, right? So we've got a very short-term sellers in control, which guess what? There's buyers are not in control, right? So that's why I say, like, some of the most powerful things, the highs and lows. People say, I don't believe in that. Well, that's how the market operates. And so we can see that through there. Now, I'm doing this as a precursor to share with you, because I'm going to bring up a chart right now that has a couple of different indicators that I look at from time to time to see if I can get a bit of a gauge on what's really going on right now with that particular stock. And sometimes these indicators can give you really good turning points, and can give you a bit of a gauge on when the strength's starting to pick up as well too, okay? But I personally, when I'm trading, I just like to use the chart just like this here. When I'm analyzing a chart, then I will sometimes bring up a chart that looks like this. Okay, now what is this here, right? This is just a couple of different indicators. Again, now guys, most of my time I'm just focusing on the price action itself, but with the actual price action, sometimes I can get a gauge on, a bit more of a better gauge on what's really going on right now when looking at the indicators, okay? So I don't trade using indicators, but they can give me a bit of a sense of what's really going on, okay? So what I mean by that is if I actually bring up the Bitcoin, now you can see I've actually got the line. This is a line chart here with, this is a line chart here on silver right now. The reason why I've got a line chart is because I'm about to bring up Bitcoin, and for some reason I can't actually Bitcoin index. I can't actually get, if I go to say, if I bring up, say, I don't know why with this software, but if I bring up a candlestick chart, you can see how it looks really, really, really weird through there. If I bring up a weekly chart, you can see how it looks pretty weird through there, right? Like a bit of a gaps and stuff like that. I don't know why it does that. It's just given the closes on this software. So I have to go to the line chart just to get a bit of a gauge on what's really going on through there. So let's go back through to the line chart. Okay, let's go to line. All right, right there. Okay, cool. So we can see we have a line chart here. Okay, so this is the line chart of Bitcoin right now. We can see I have two different moving averages on here. One's the 200, one's the 200 here. And let me just remove that one there. All right, and then we have the 52 here as well too, right? So this is the 52. Now remember I said before, guys, right? Level 1 analysis when you're analyzing any chart is just view the chart itself. Okay, so what do we have here when it comes to view analysis? First, we have what? We have a big run up and then a very, very, very slow weak pullback. This is the weekly chart, right? Now, what is this? This is the calm before the storm once again. I do believe this. Now, what is going to give us the sense that the calm is over and the storm is likely to hit? Now again, guys, there's a lot of different things here you can use when reading the charts. And in that free gift, that very first thing in the description below, in that free gift, I'm actually teaching you a whole bunch of trading systems, chart reading techniques, stuff like this I'm teaching right now, that very first thing in the description. Now, if I go to the daily chart, what is going to give us the sense that we may be getting ready to start another bull run in Bitcoin? And so what we see here is what? We see this market coming down through here, but notice how we had a nice move up. And notice how we had a very, very, very weak sort of pullback through here. Now, it'd be very different. The tone of this would be very different. So if we had, notice we have a very nice move up. But if we had a straight move down like that, notice how we have a strong move up and a strong move down. But we don't have that, do we? What do we have? We have a strong move up, and then we have a bit of a sideways weak pullback. Notice if you look at this, if you look at these two overall legs through here, which one is more stronger? The buyers, right? We had a big strong buying leg, and the selling leg through here is not really that strong. See how I'm not calculating today and tomorrow. It's the overall flow of the markets. Make sense? So what we can see through here is that we can see how that the buyers may be coming in here. We haven't got it yet, but if we start to hold through here, let me actually just, there we go through there. Okay. So if we hold through here and we start to pick up, right? We start to pick up, and we start to break this high here. Well, guess what that's going to be? That's going to be now a low. We're going to have a higher low breaking past previous highs. That's buyers in control, right? That's something simple as that can really, really change everything. Now, if you don't believe me, let's bring up say JP Morgan for a minute here. All right, I'll bring up a candlestick chart here for a minute. Let me bring up a candlestick chart, this candlestick chart here, right? But look at JP Morgan, right? Just a very, very, very simple analysis. This is what we call level 1 analysis, okay? High, low, low. What is this here? Higher, high, higher, low, breaking past previous highs. Boom, 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 boom. Away we go, right? We can even see it on the daily chart here. Look at this here. We had pretty much a sideways channel through here. Then it came up, made a higher high, higher low, breaking past previous lows, previous highs, and away we go. Okay, let's look Caterpillar. Caterpillar is another example here. What do we have here on Caterpillar? We can see what? We go back to this daily chart here. What can we see here? We can see what? We can see that we had a high, a low, we had a lower low, a lower high. Notice how this low here is not lower low. It's what? This is a higher low with the gap up. Then we started the break past here. Guess who started to come in control here? The buyers. Now you might be saying, John, but the sellers are in control right now. It's like, no, the buyers are in control, but just in an upward trend, we have those pullbacks, right? Just like here. So we're probably getting a bit of a pullback through here, and it might last a bit longer before we start continuing up from there. Makes sense? So if I go and if you go and have a look at this one here, we can see that. Let's go to the Bitcoin chart again, Bitcoin index chart. We can see how that this is the sign through here, and as we can see, right, the Bitcoin overall is pretty much in this channel through here. Now, if we hold where we are right now and we start to break up and out, then, and we start to get a close, we start to get some closes, especially like that whole level through there, as we can see, right, even on this line chart, we can see how that this whole level through here, which is, if I just put the value on, show value, all right, so that 9,360 level, that level through there seems to be the key of what Bitcoin is looking at. If we hold here and we start to rally out, that's going to give us a nice what? A nice high low. Buyers are starting to come in control. Now remember, that weekly chart, the bigger time frame, is already creating that high low, isn't it? So that major swing up. So if we create a high low and we start to break past, that's the buyers in control. And once we start doing that, we're probably likely to go for another big run, just like we did here. Big run up, pull back, create a higher low, breaking past previous highs. The buyers are coming back in now. They've had enough rest, and away it goes. But you'll notice what's also happening with the indicators as well too. Now again, this is what I say about indicators. You'll notice that we're actually starting to get some sort of divergence through here on the RSI, meaning that it's starting to build up a bit of strength. And you'll notice the stochastics here. I have two stochastics here. This is what I call a double stochastic. I'm not going to get into it now, but it's called a double stochastic. But you notice how the stochastic is all the way down here. So if we pick up through here, we're going to get that on the stochastic, we're going to get that on the RSI, and the market's creating a higher low. Now, as you can see, right, the very first thing, what is the market itself, and then we start to use level one is the chart itself. Level two would be the weekly chart, or level one would be the weekly chart as well. And then level two analysis would be like, what are the indicators saying within conjunction of the chart? But even if you didn't even use these indicators at all, you can just take away that, oh, the market's making a higher low and breaking past. That's where the market is now likely to run to. So in a nutshell, guys, once we start to break up and out above this sort of 9,300 level there, we're probably likely to go for another run in Bitcoin. And I wouldn't be too surprised to see it back up towards the $18,000 level again. Because that's what the charts are telling me right now. It's not my opinion, or it's not what I think or anything like that. I can just see that once we do start to break up and out, we're probably likely to go run for a run back up to 19,000 again. Now, it may not break up and out. What happens if we start to break down out of this channel? Then guess what? Then we're probably likely to run back down towards these lows back down here. Now, anything can happen, right? Because we're still in this here. I've seen so many times where it does break down, and it does break down out of here, and then we just continue down towards the bottom here and then continue going down for quite some time, right? So what you want to see is you want to see this market start to pick up and out and start to break up, create a nice little high low, breaking past these previous highs through here. And once that happens, once that does, the buyers are now coming in, they're showing that they're coming in. And then, yes, then we're likely to see a nice move up and probably even a nice race back up towards short-term target would be 13,000. That would be a very high probability target, and there's probably likely to pause there for a bit and then run back up towards the previous highs. So really, really, really interesting stuff, right? What's happening with Bitcoin, guys. If you're into Bitcoin and the cryptocurrencies or any other stock, start to use these tools, guys. Again, that link in the very first link in the description. I teach you a lot of stuff like this that's going to really, really help you in that free gift. So go check it out right now, guys, and I'll see you soon.